there can be no doubt that my memoirs will be one of the biggest sellers in the history of literature.
What's the title?
Outer Space and I, by Dr. Zachary Smith.
I can hardly wait to read it.
And so you shall, William.
By accident, I scanned a couple of pages. Let me quote.
Mind your manners, Ninny, or you'll lose your friends.
Warning, warning! Fire in the port fuel cells!
Hurry, William, hurry! Before the fire spreads to the reactors.
Beth, get up here on the double.
I'm quite busy at the moment, Major.
Dr. Smith reports that he is busy at the moment.
Beth, get up here, and I mean now.
Dr. Smith, you'd better get up there. There must be something wrong.
Oh, very well, William. How can they expect an artist to be creative when he's constantly being harassed by the elements and his dreary fellow man? Stand aside, sir.
Don, we've got to take a chance.
Yeah, I guess you're right. That fire knocked out all the long-range sensing equipment.
You wish to see me?
Yes. Pick one.
For what purpose, may I ask?
One of our atomizing fuel tanks isn't functioning properly. That's what caused the fire. Bottom line is that we have to land and repair it immediately, or we risk blowing up the entire ship.
Then by all means, let us do so.
See there? That's a cosmic cloud. I don't want to endanger the lives of those aboard without first checking it out.
So one of us will take the space pod and execute a test probe.
All right, we'll each draw one. The short one goes. If it's left to me, I go.
But why endanger our precious lives? We can send the robot.
No, the job might call for some unusual reflex actions for which he's not programmed.
If you were half the good friend you claim to be, you would volunteer for this task.
Professor Robinson wishes me to remain here.
Indeed. The simple truth is that you're afraid. Soft living has made you spineless. Here, sir, the white feather of the coward.
Cruelty, cruelty. Thy name is Smith.
All right, let's get on with it. The space pod will be ready to leave in 5 minutes. Let's go.
Doomed. I'm doomed. And right smack in the middle of my most exciting chapter.
Well, that cosmic cloud is probably harmless. Then again, you can never tell until you get into it.
For once in your miserable life, Smith, try to act like a man.
You are cold and cruel, Major. Give the others my love, and tell them that my last thoughts were of their kind faces.
Once you reach the cloud, send back immediately. Oh, the space pod! It's gone!
Oh, thank heavens I'm saved.
Someone must have released him.
Blessings on him, whoever it was.
Space pod calling Jupiter 2. This is the space pod calling Jupiter 2. Jupiter 2, do you read me? Over.
That's the robot's voice.
Space pod calling Jupiter 2. Over.
It couldn't be done. I saw him below deck just a few minutes ago.
It's a trick, I'm sure. An alien trick. Unless that booby is practicing ventriloquism.
Jupiter 2, this is the robot calling. Do you read me? Over.
That is the robot. Keep him talking. Don, let's patch in the tape recorder.
We read you, robot. Dr. Smith was supposed to make the test probe.
For this test, I am better equipped. I am braver.
Well, be careful, Robot.
I shall exert every precaution. And now, farewell. I am preparing to dive through the cosmic cloud.
The robot's just about the best friend anyone could have, Dr. Smith. I mean, we just couldn't do without him. You've got to admit that.
You're absolutely right, William. As I have said many, many times in the past, he's true blue all the way through.
Jupiter 2, this is the robot. I have passed through the cosmic cloud, and there is no danger. I am now landing on the planet. I will send back a report immediately. Over and out.
That solves one problem.
Jupiter 2, robot reporting. All conditions appear to be... What is it? They have me! They have me! This is the end!
We shall all rue this decision.
The malfunctioning fuel tank has to be fixed.
Or couldn't it be repaired in space?
Of course not. And what about your true blue friend, the robot?
Our robot is replaceable, but not Dr. Zachary Smith.
Prepare below for a hard landing. We're entering the magnetic zone.
All secure below for a hard landing.
And stay below after we've landed. Strap in, Smith.
Yes, of course.
All right, here we go. All right, check around outside. I'm going down to the power core to check the fuel tank. If it goes, we're all done for.
Right. Here, Smith, put this on. You'll need it.
Oh, no, Major, I think not. Perhaps I should stay aboard to tend to the children. After all, they do need some protection, you know.
Don, can I go out with you? I've just got to find the robot.
All right, well, come on, Smith.
wrecked machines. Thousands of them.
If they're activated and repaired, each of them is capable of destroying us.
Robot!
Let's take a look around.
I'll check the pod. Robot!
Careful, William. It may be a trick.
This is nothing but a shell. No working parts inside.
No sign of the robot. None of these machines are operational. It's like a giant junkyard.
What was that?
Maybe it's the robot.
It came from over there somewhere.
Good heavens, is there no end to your idiocy? Get down from there at once, you bumbling bird brain.
Looks like some sort of electromagnet.
That must be the control.
Well, let's not touch anything until we're sure what we're doing.
I wonder what this one does. Careful, Major, careful. William, easy does it. Yes, easy does it. Careful. Splendid.
Are you all right?
Except for a slight tingling sensation in my rotor, I am functional.
Only a complete moron could get himself into such a predicament.
Well, what happened? You sure had us worried.
I was suddenly grabbed from behind by a powerful force. My sensors recalled nothing until you, my dear friend, saved me.
More's the pity. Just remember, you owe all of us a debt.
Shut up, Smith. We haven't seen any form of alien life. You may have been picked up accidentally by this magnetic machine. Look out!
Where did that come from?
We could all have been killed in our tracks. I suggest we return to...
Get moving!
Oh dear, the next one will surely hit us.
We'd better get back to the spaceship.
I'm completely exhausted.
I'll check inside.
We'll stand guard out here.
Oh, William, there's a limit to how much flesh and bone can endure.
Dr. Smith, some rest and you'll be fine. Won't he, robot?
Affirmative.
I think I'd better check your central diode.
Thank you, Will.
I'm afraid I shall never be the same, never.
I think it's alive.
It cannot be real.
I'm Will Robinson from the planet Earth.
Never heard of the place.
You are the strangest looking junk that's ever been dropped here.
Junk?
Nice piece of metal. Should melt down very nicely.
Melt down?
In my blast furnace. All space junk falls onto this planet. Then I melt it down. And I keep on stockpiling it. I have cornered the intergalactic junk market.
Well, I'm sorry, sir, but you've made a mistake. That's our spaceship, and we need it.
Oh, indeed we do.
I give you a good price for it.
It's not for sale.
It's a pity. Beautiful chunk of scrap.
Just what is this place, may I ask?
As I told you before, the intergalactic junkyard, and I'm the junk man. This whole planet belongs to me. From Earth, you said. You are not particularly bright.
Now, just one moment, sir. Just one moment. You are quite mistaken, you know. We are all Earth creatures of superior intellect, especially me.
You certainly are not put together very well.
Indeed, I would hardly describe your construction as a thing of beauty, sir.
Well, maybe I'm not the prettiest thing you've ever seen, but I'm making improvements. Well, I think I have got to get back to work. You are sure you do not want to sell me this spaceship? Huh?
No, thank you, Mr. Junkman.
Too bad. See you.
We can't leave this terrible place fast enough for me.
Fuel tank repaired. We can lift off.
Oh, I can hardly wait. Imagine a whole planet that's nothing but a junkyard.
Ready to test for liftoff down here, Don.
Anytime. The fuel gauges are working perfectly. How do the fuel valves check out down on the power core?
They're okay. All right, let her go. Test fire all banks.
Right.
We're not lifting. Don, what is it?
I don't know. We're getting enough thrust.
This spaceship is incapable of flight, Major West. It is being held by the incredible magnetic force of the junk planet.
You mean we're stuck in this dreadful place? Mother, we're unable to lift off.
Really? Well, we're in more trouble than that. Our entire food supply has been contaminated by some sort of a rust blight. The hydroponic garden is ruined.
Oh, but we still have our freezer units.
No, we haven't. Whatever this rust blight is, it's resistant to cold. There's not a thing that's edible, even in the lockers.
You are never going to leave here. Nothing ever leaves the junk planet.
Boy, something really smells bad.
My sensors are also repelled.
Whatever that is, Dr. Smith, I hope you're not going to eat it.
In times of desperate need, William, one cannot afford to be choosy about one's diet.
Dr. Smith, don't worry. Everything will be all right if you just keep your spirits up.
Unfortunately, William, my stomach cannot sustain itself on optimism.
It is my opinion that you can live for weeks on your own body fat.
Spare me your inept scientific analysis.
Well, we're gonna go look for some food. Would you like to come with us?
And leave this delicious tidbit uneaten? Certainly not.
The rest of the family is out searching for edibles. You should do your part.
I have no interest in your moronic moralizing. Begone!
Well, suit yourself, Dr. Smith. Enjoy your supper.
I shall.
Bon appetit.
Bah! No matter how adverse the adversity is, one must never let down one's standards. A bit of candlelight, a jug of wine, and thou. No jug, and almost no thou. Greetings, Earth Machine! What a fearful din! Don't I have enough trouble without you shaking and clanking all over the place? You appear unhappy. Why are you unhappy? If you really must know, I'm hungry. In actual fact, I'm starving. Then why don't you eat? There's plenty of food about. Earthlings cannot eat metal. But you are dining on leather. Only as a last resort, to sustain life. You certainly are flimsily and badly put together. Indeed, in comparison to yourself, I am a work of art. And may I add that what you lack in tact, you more than make up in brass. If I would have had the right materials, the results would have been very different. What I need most is a stability unit. The stability unit? My robot has one, splendid one as I remember. Yes, of course he has. And you need one. How very interesting. Tell me, my dear sir, if I were to get you this stability unit, could you arrange to get me some proper food? Plenty of it, from the food lockers of junked space vehicles. Probably crawling with the rust blight. Oh, no, quite the contrary. Only the food in your food lockers is contaminated. Do you like beef stroganoff? Beef stroganoff. Oh, dear heavens, I adore it. When do I get my stability unit? Tomorrow night. I can hardly wait. Just remember that my beef stroganoff must be delicately laced with sour cream and good wine. Delicately laced with sour cream and good wine, you have my word on it. Oh, how happy, happy, happy I will be to finally be completely stable. Beef stroganoff. Oh, joy. Oh, bliss. Oh, good heavens. Why didn't I think to order crepe Suzette for dessert?
Dr. Smith. Why are you not asleep?
Hush, my dear friend. I wish to discuss an important matter with you.
My memory banks are filled with the secret talks we have had in the past. The results were always the same. The treacherous, selfish, cowardly Dr. Smith betrayed the sweet, gentle, and trusting robot.
You hurt me to the quick. That was the old Zachary Smith. I've turned over a new leaf. I'm acting now for the good of all. Believe me.
I do not, but proceed.
My trusty aide. You know how desperate is our plight. Not only are we stranded on this dreadful planet, but we are starving as well.
Our situation is indeed bad, and yours is worse. You have run out of boots.
In times of danger, sacrifices must be made. And so, once again, my dear sir, it is you who will have the privilege of saving our intrepid little band.
Tell me what I must do, and I shall do it.
Bravo, my stalwart sausage! Bravo! The junk man is willing to trade us some food for some of your mechanical parts.
You want me to give me away?
Only a few insignificant tubes and wires to save the lives of William and Judy and dear, dear Penny.
What an unthinking brute I am. For my friends, I would do anything. Anything.
Blessings on you. I think I'm going to cry.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. Now, let us go and find the junk man.
Yes, and always remember, the good you do comes back to you. Proceed.
Oh, we're so grateful to you, Dr. Smith. I don't think Will and Penny could have gone another minute without food.
Still your fears, my dear. Our starvation is over. From now on, the junk man will supply us with everything we need.
I can't understand why he suddenly became so generous.
The explanation is quite simple. I appealed to his better nature.
Well, just the same, I think I'll check the spaceship. And if anything's missing...
A typical Major West reaction. Always treat kindness with distrust.
Look, Smith, we appreciate the food. But if you're up to your old tricks, heaven help you.
Let me assure you, Major, I acted only with honor. A word which is alien to your nature. Will you hurry? The junk man is waiting for us.
I am moving as fast as possible. My coordinators are not functioning properly.
That's because your stability unit is gone. Come along. Come, don't dawdle.
Perhaps I made a mistake in giving it to the junk man.
How can you say such a thing? We did it for the good of all, remember? Come.
Yes, for my family. And it was a pleasure to see how they enjoyed that beef stroganoff.
I knew you'd be pleased. Now come along.
Dr. Smith, I was getting worried.
Not to worry, sir. Well, how do your new parts fit?
As you can easily see very well, of course, I am far from being the machine I wish to be.
Warning! Danger!
Mr. Junkman!
Stop! It's useless to protest.
Why is it moving?
All machines end up in my junkyard. It must accept that fact.
Mr. Junkman, it's gone.
I had to demolecularize it. It's a pity. A lot of good metal is lost.
How sad. What was wrong with the machine?
It refused to accept its fate. It occasionally happens, a little mechanical rebellion. Well, actually, you have to admire them. It shows how well built they are. No metal fatigue there.
This is where we all must end up eventually.
You, not I.
Well, now, let us get back to the business at hand. I need some more parts.
Well, just tell me what you require, sir. We will be more than happy to supply them.
I will speak for myself, Dr. Smith.
He will speak for himself.
What is it you need?
I have decided to exchange my electrical system to transistors. And I will need yours.
That is not one of the parts we agreed on before.
If my suggestion is not agreeable, let us forget it. Sorry, Dr. Smith. I have no food for you.
For shame, sir, thinking only of yourself when your dear loved ones are in such dire need.
Forgive me, Dr. Smith. I will be most happy to give up my transistors.
I forgive you. We will keep our bargain, sir.
If you will excuse me, I will remove the parts you wish.
He's extremely modest.
Now, Dr. Smith, it has occurred to me that there is more to life than this little planet. And I want to see some of it. Perhaps even Earth.
How would you leave here?
In your spaceship.
If and when we leave this planet, we would be more than happy to oblige you. But you see, we are a bit overcrowded, I'm afraid.
Dr. Smith, you do not understand me at all. When I leave here, we will leave together. I plan to take your ship, and nothing will stop me.
Falling all over the spaceship's impossible.
It's setting my nerves on edge, too.
Oh. This truck delivery should be over soon.
Oh, I've never felt so frustrated in all my life. Here we are with a spaceship in perfect flying condition, and we can't even get off the ground. Oh, did you find out anything, John?
Plenty. According to the tests we just made, the Jupiter 2 isn't being held on this planet by a magnetic field.
Are you sure?
We checked our calculations twice.
Well, what could be holding us?
Well, my guess would be some kind of a machine that also attracts junk metal to this area.
Then all we have to do is find that machine and turn it off.
Yeah, that's right, Penny, but there must be thousands of machines out there.
We could have the robot located for us.
Yeah, let's hope so. Boy, he's been acting strange lately.
Dr. Smith said he was suffering the effects of being grabbed up by the magnet.
Well, I don't suppose it would hurt to ask him. Where is the robot?
Come to think of it, I haven't seen him all day.
The robot's outside.
Boy, he looks in bad shape.
I hope he wasn't hit by a piece of metal.
If Smith forgot and left him out there, I'll break his neck. Judy, get Will and Dr. Smith for me. Penny, let's check the robot. Why weren't you inside the spaceship?
My fault. Did not have the strength.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing. I am in great shape.
Sir, have you seen the junk man?
Here I am. What? Who are you? Well, you surely recognize me, Dr. Smith. The junk man.
But what happened to you?
With the parts from your robot, I have redesigned myself from head to toe.
Oh, that's quite remarkable.
Affirmative. If you brought that for me, it is not necessary. I am perfectly content as I am. As a matter of fact, I am perfect, period.
Indeed. One never knows when one needs a spare diode unit.
Put it back in your robot.
My dear Mr. Junkman, very often a spare part means the difference between life and death. Now then, have you got my food ready?
Our agreement is at an end, Dr. Smith. There is no longer anything I need from you.
For shame, sir. Would you have us starve?
Your problems is not my concern, my good Dr. Smith.
Mr. Junkman, you must help us. Just think how much I've done for you.
You have done nothing but make me unhappy.
I don't understand.
Before you gave me new parts, I was content with my lot as the galactic junkman. Now I am dissatisfied with my little trash pile and wish to conquer bigger and better junkyards.
If we could get off this planet, we would be very happy to take you with us.
Well, it is within my power to free your spaceship from the undetectable magnetic force which holds it.
Then our problems are solved. I shall merely inform Major West that we have a passenger. He will be delighted, as I am.
Suppose he refuses to take me along.
Oh, he wouldn't do that.
Perhaps not, but the possibility exists. No, he does not strike me as the most hospitable person in the galaxy. No. I have a better idea.
Anything, sir. Anything.
You will get me aboard your spaceship without the others knowing. Then I will turn off the magnetic machine. Once we are out in space, it will be too late to bring us back.
Oh, I must tell you, Major West does not take kindly to surprises.
Oh, his anger will be tempered when I supply him with provisions.
Then it is clearly understood that you will give us food.
More than you need. In fact, more than you can eat.
Oh, lovely. My dear Mr. Junkman, allow me to welcome you to our space expedition.
Don, keep your radio on.
Check. We're leaving for the North Quadrant now.
All right.
We'll keep in touch, Dad.
Come on.
Penny, stay close to the ship.
Okay, be careful, Dad.
I will.
Mr. Junkman? The spaceship is unoccupied at present. Hurry. I'll hide you in my quarters. Follow me. What are you doing?
I am locking us in, and everyone else out.
Open that hatch immediately.
Do not anger me, Dr. Smith, or I will leave you behind with the others.
You tricked me.
You compute very well, Dr. Smith.
But it won't do you any good. Who's going to fly the spaceship?
You forget. I possess the robot's memory banks. There's nothing about the Jupiter 2 which is strange to me. Now, I will release my special magnetic force and prepare for takeoff.
I'm heading over the East Quadrant. Do you read me?
Loud and clear. Any luck?
Nothing yet. How about you?
Hold on.
Just another hollow shell.
Well, we've covered most of the North Quadrant, John. There's nothing there but more junk. We've worked our way back to the Jupiter 2.
What's that noise? It came from your area.
Rocket engines.
It's their spaceship.
We will orbit my former home until the new fuel tank thermostats have adjusted to the heat, and then off into space.
Mr. Junkman, please, I beg of you, return to your planet.
Shh, be still. Your incessant chatter irritates my sensors.
Just one moment, you mechanical moron. How dare you address me in this fashion? I am in command here. You are only a robot. I order you to bring this spaceship down. Do as I say, Ninny, or beware. Ah!
You cannot order me about, as you did your mechanical man. I am very, very different, as you will see, Dr. Smith. Not another word from you, Dr. Smith.
How can you dock the space pod in the Jupiter 2 while it's still in orbit?
The toughest part comes after docking, to get to the control room section.
Don, do you think you should try? Maybe you should wait until Dad gets back.
Or until Will has the robot working again.
We don't have a choice. If we wait, the junk man could blast out of orbit into space.
friend hopes to join you, Dr. Smith. We shall have to discourage him with a little warning rocket shot.
Oh, leave him alone. We've done you no harm.
How authoritative you Earthlings are. Just remember, no one gives me orders. One rocket shot, eh? With the compliments of the Junkman.
This is Major West calling the Jupiter 2. This is Major West calling the Jupiter 2. Junkman, do you read me? Come in if you read me. This is Major West calling the Jupiter 2. Come in if you read me.
How desperate Major West's voice sounds.
Why don't you speak to him?
Speak? The rockets I fired expressed my feelings perfectly. Just to make sure, I'll fire another one. No!
Ground control. This is Major West. I can't get near the Jupiter 2. There's nothing I can do up here. I'm coming back down.
You must return to the family, Will.
Not unless you go with me.
No. This is where I belong now. In the junkyard.
Robot, we'll find new parts for you. Don't junk yourself.
Both of us knew that someday we would have to part. After all, I am only a machine.
You're the best friend anyone could ever have.
I cannot remember the past. Only a warm place in my timing generator tells me we were once close. Try not to be sad. Perhaps we will meet again in the distant future.
Not if you melt yourself down in his blast furnace.
But that will not be the end, Will. My melted metal will be used again. Perhaps as a small air conditioner. Or a child's tricycle.
Robot, please come back with me.
Who knows? I could be lucky and be made into a shipping crate for a giant computer. One further thing, Will. The junk man has my sensors, memory banks, and tapes. The past is alive for him. It is possible that if you talk to the junk man, you might be able to get him to return them. Then you can install them in your new robot.
No, Robot, don't talk like that.
You must leave now, my friend. Go. And do not look back.
Where is everybody?
Oh, Don and Judy went to meet Dad. Will, what's the matter? What happened?
It's the robot. He's gonna turn himself into scrap. I've just gotta get that junk man to come back.
Will, don't try to go up there. The junk man won't let you near the ship. He'll fire the rockets at you.
I can talk to him. I know I can. activate your memory banks that you took from our robot. Now, do you remember all the good times we've had and how many times you saved my life?
Yes. I can recall many incidents.
Now, let me dock the space pod in the Jupiter 2 and talk to you.
All right. You have my permission to dock.
Oh, William. William, it's so good to see your friendly face again.
I'm glad you're all right, Dr. Smith.
Thank you, William. All is lost, you know. This is indeed the end of everything.
Thank you for letting me dock the space pod, Mr. Junkman.
I'm pleased that you are here, Will Robinson. As you said, my new memory banks, they indicate many happy associations. But that is not the reason why I allowed you to dock here.
It isn't?
Your company is preferable to Dr. Smith. Traveling with him as a companion will be just intolerable.
Indeed, sir. I shall be more than happy to sever our acquaintanceship.
And you shall have your wish. I am sending you back to the others in the space pod.
No, please, Mr. Junkman, don't send me back. Let me stay with you. If you send me back, I shall starve. I shall die.
My memory banks do not tell me that you are a friend. March!
Now wait! Dr. Smith has his faults, but everyone does. When the chips are really down, he always comes through.
Tell him, William. Tell him I'm really a very nice person.
Mr. Junkman, I want you to take the ship back to your planet.
We are friends, Will. But that I cannot do.
All right. Then I'll leave with Dr. Smith.
No, wait. Don't leave.
William, don't forget me, William.
You took a lot of important parts from our robot, but there's one part you didn't get. His heart.
The mechanical man does not have one.
Oh, yes, he does. You can't see it or hear it, but it's there just the same. Maybe the robot was ugly and clumsy, and you're big and handsome, but you'll never be as good. The robot could love, and you can't. Even if you live for 10,000 years, you'll always be lonely and unhappy.
How does one learn to love, Will Robinson?
I don't know. It starts with kindness to others, and then there's trust and respect, and, well, there it is. Love.
Kindness, trust, respect, and love.
Let's take the ship back to your planet, Mr. Junkman.
Oh, my dear friends, how good it is to see you.
What happened?
Everything's fine now, and it's all William's doing.
Well, the robot deserves all the credit. He told me that... The robot, he was going to destroy himself in your blast furnace. We've got to stop him.
I shall go with you, Will Robinson, but do not get your hopes too high. My computers tell me that it is too late and your robot is no more.
Don't even say that. Too late.
I'm sorry, Will Robinson. Perhaps in time, I will be able to take the robot's place in your affection. Let's go back to the others.
Will!
Don't touch him. He's very hot.
No, I am just scorched.
We thought you had been melted down.
I tried to destroy myself, Will, but I cannot believe it. Something happened to the heat of the flames. They would not consume me.
I have an explanation. It was love that consumed him before the flames could.
I do believe these are genuine diamonds.
Let it go, Dr. Smith. It is junk, too, like everything else on this planet. When it comes out of the atomic blast furnace, it will be nothing but useless carbon.
Pity.
Well, Will Robinson, how are you coming?
I've almost finished replacing all the robot's parts.
But now, I'm quite sure that your family is ready to take off. And I will escort you. Come on.
Come on, Robot. We'll get you cleaned up at the ship.
Not too fast, Will Robinson. My locomotion control is stuck. Ah, there it is.
Get me down from here! Help me, I'm innocent!
My auto detection units are apparently not fully attuned.
It's me, you idiot! Save me!
Oh. Thank heavens. I'm saved.
No. Thank your trusty general utility, non-theorizing environmental robots.
Stop chattering. To think that I might have been reduced to nothingness by this hideous furnace.
That is an incorrect statement. The normal humanoid is 98% fluid and fat and would be reduced to 2% of mineral. You, Dr. Smith, are 100% fat. Nothing whatsoever would be left.
Fat indeed, you cackling cacophony. I'm a fine figure of a man, and I always was. Be gone.
Oh, the pain. The pain. Useless carbon. We shall see.
Stay tuned for some exciting scenes from next week's show.
Gosh, it's a comet and heading this way.
We must prepare for catastrophe.
Next week on Lost in Space, a fantastic adventure into the black void beyond the stars.
Warning, warning, do not open inner door!
This is the Jupiter 2. Who are you?
We're gonna crash.
Your tie line's going. You've got to let go.
Come on in, Dad. Hurry.
Deep in the forbidden recesses of space, the Jupiter 2 encounters a terrifying derelict spaceship, doomed to drift forever in forgotten galaxies. Next week, Condemned of Space on Lost in Space.